Hi friends, it's me again. I'm so glad to have you back, or if you're new here, thanks so much for coming to my channel. My name is Taylor. I make tons of health and fitness content on just about every platform. If you don't follow it and you like this video, if you're interested in what I gotta say, you definitely should. Everything will be linked down below, including my podcast. A few weeks ago, I posted a glute transformation that went viral on TikTok. I think it has 7 million I got comments saying that I'm just posing. I even got comments saying that it's plastic surgery. I've never gotten plastic surgery, but that is the best compliment anyone has ever given me. I went up a pant size, or two actually. I went up 2 pant sizes, if that shows you that it was real growth. And I did gain weight. In those 2 pictures that were in the TikTok, I gained 20 pounds. Yes, 20. And I did that while maintaining my lean figure for basically 2 main reasons. One of them is genetics, unfortunately. It just is. But if you are watching this from a similar standpoint as me, as someone who was underweight, similar things may happen for you as well, because we're probably similar body type. The second reason is because I did it very slow. This was a gradual process, but it didn't happen right away. You can do it faster than I did it. I just didn't know what I was doing, so it took a lot of learning. But luckily you have me, you have my guide, you have all the resources I put out for free every single day. By the way, I'm drinking greens powder to be on my health grind. And my hair is wet, but I'm in a rush. Let me live. Anyways, so many people obviously were asking on that video how did I do it, tips, all that stuff. And I thought I would tell you now. Even though it's very simple, I thought I would explain it now. So let's just go right into it. I'm gonna skip the whole, like, I used to not eat, used to just try to be super skinny, yada yada yada, the basic stuff most girls do. I'm gonna like fast forward past that part and start in like quarantine. So I started doing home workouts. Obviously it was quarantine, but even before that in the gym I'd only really do like donkey kicks and glute bridges and fire hydrants and kickbacks and all those things, because I thought that's what grew your glutes. I thought that was the main way to do it. I thought every Instagram model, that's how they built their body, that's what would build mine. You know, do 100 squats a day, see if it worked. That's what I tried to do, because that's like when you look it up, like glute workouts for girls, all that stuff, that's what you see. I thought glute workouts were just like booty band central. I did them for months in quarantine. Mind you, that was all I had. So that was part of the reason why that's all I was doing. But the reason I'm telling you that is because that does not work past a certain amount of time. It worked for a little in terms of it was better than doing nothing. I was going like as hard as I could in my house, so there was some type of progressive overload because I kept trying to do more and more and more, but nothing was actually happening. There wasn't like visible difference. Like it really was nothing. Maybe it just went from like insanely flat and stick skinny to like normal flat. Like there was no difference. I then started in the fall when things opened up hitting everything. I had a gym, I had weights, but I was still keeping it fairly light. I didn't really know my limits, and I only had a Smith machine. I was squatting on it, I was hip thrusting on it. I was trying to do everything I could to grow my glutes, but my sessions just weren't intense enough at all. I didn't really understand how to push myself, but that's when I started seeing progress, when I started lifting weights. Obviously, you guessed it. I also started tracking my food at that time to make sure I was eating enough, which was a huge like moment for me, because I realized I was not eating enough. And you guys would be surprised, you're probably not eating enough or as much as you think. I started tracking, and what I thought was like a really, you know, heavy carb day or a lot of food day was not at all and I was actually under calories. I started tracking, started eating more. It was less than I eat now, but I was definitely eating more than I was in quarantine. My main formal results came in the winter. So I did all that in the fall, and then I came home from school, moved home completely. Actually, we're not talking about college here, but here's where it gets real, because obviously you guys know I started lifting weights. Cool. I started eating. The way I did this was 2 breakfasts. So instead of having like a fasted workout or like a banana and then like my breakfast, or I would eat oats and then work out and then eat lunch, I would do like a pre-workout meal, post-workout meal, and then lunch, not just breakfast, lunch, or snack breakfast. They were like pretty big. I upped my serving of oats. I did all the things just to make sure my portions were huge, and I was just eating. I did not want myself to be hungry. I wanted to eat. A lot of people wrote in my DMs that they eat more but nothing's working. I highly recommend tracking your food, because you're probably not eating as much as you think. So track your food, see if you're actually eating more, because you might not be, and then come back to me. Carbs, protein, fat, eat it all, and you need to be okay with weight gain. You need to be okay with weight gain. How are you gonna lose weight if you're building a dump truck? You're gonna gain weight. I gained weight. I gained 20 pounds, 20 whole pounds. While I was eating more, I want to make it very clear that no specific food is necessary for transformation. When I say eat more, a lot of you are probably like, well, what did you eat? So you are going to eat pretty much the same foods as you would to lose weight, just more, with a few exceptions. I eat oatmeal every single day. If I want to lose weight, if I want to gain weight, that serving is just going to be bigger. My snack servings are just going to be bigger. My pasta servings for dinner are just going to be bigger if I'm trying to gain, smaller if I'm trying to lose. Where the exceptions play in is, let's say there's obviously higher calorie, low calorie swaps for the same food. You can make those. Or let's say a lot of veggies, like if you're having a whole lot of greens, those might make your stomach hurt and hurt your digestion because it's just a lot of fiber. So maybe cutting back so you don't feel very bloated. You want to make sure you're drinking a lot of water. I like, but I was just drinking greens powders help with that too. Maybe a probiotic. If you're someone like me who's plant-based, eating all that fiber, it can be a little hard on your tummy. So I would cut back on some veggies that are hard to digest and see what works well with your stomach, because it's going to make eating more a lot harder if you feel that bloating feeling. But there's no magic food. I used to look up foods to grow your glutes as if calories would go into like one spot. It would say like almonds or something. That's not true. Food does not go. There's no like arm food versus glute food. Not a thing. Save your time. And I stopped doing cardio. This is kind of controversial because not everyone needs to stop cardio, and you can make gains while doing cardio. I am speaking from the perspective of someone who was very thin and wanted to put on weight and size and didn't want to keep burning calories that I shouldn't have been because I was thin. I do cardio now. You can totally do cardio and get gains, especially if you feel like you have extra body fat to lose, but I had to just gain. So for me, it was best to just stop the cardio because I'm not naturally blessed to put on weight in like my legs and my glutes. So cardio was not going to help me. I stopped doing cardio for like 2 months. I didn't even focus on steps. I would, you know, maybe do like a warm-up walk for like 5 minutes, but like not even, like I'd barely even do that. I was not trying to do cardio. I was just focusing on my lifts. I was working every muscle group and every muscle group hard. I got rid of this mindset a while ago, but I feel like I didn't start putting into practice until the winter, and that was like that fear of like doing workouts that won't grow your quads but will grow your glutes. Heck no, I want quads. I've been trying to grow my quads, and doing workouts that were meant to grow all parts of my legs contributed most to my glute growth because I do 3 leg days a week and only one of them is glute focused. It's just hit indirectly in my other leg days. January, February, I really started pushing weight. I was trying to eat more and try to hit as many like PRs as I could and up my weight on every exercise. And that's basically how I train now, except I'm eating more at a maintenance level and also doing cardio at the end of my lifts because, you know, it's summer. I'm trying to get a little shredded. I feel like I put on all the muscle I want and I want it to shred down. And that's how I did it, really. There wasn't any major tricks that I did, I stopped the booty bands. I don't do fire hydrants anymore. I also don't do glute activation. I think that's a whole heck of a waste of time. If you guys want to do workouts basically exactly the same like I was doing during those 2 months, I recommend looking at my Stop Trying to Shrink guide that is live on my website. You guys can purchase it. It is 8 weeks of workouts designed for someone who's starting at like a beginner intermediate level. They start dumbbell only and you will just progress as time goes, and that's very similar structure to how I started in making the gains I did. So you can definitely check that out. I'll put the link for it below. I think you'll really love it. There's picture demonstrations of all the exercises, there's some helpful tips in the beginning, there's a habit checklist, there's rest times, all the good things. It is on sale on my website until Sunday, so make sure to check it out. I wanted to also segue into, let's say you bought the guide, right, or you're doing whatever workouts you choose, similar, or you just follow, let's say, what I post on Instagram. Whatever you choose to do, you need to train with intensity. Like I said, it takes some time to learn how to train with intensity, but doing all your workouts like fire hydrants in sets of like 25 ain't it. That is so low intensity. If you prefer low intensity workouts for your specific body, I'm not hating on that. Do you, but for the purpose of growing muscle as efficiently as possible, you need to train with intensity. I try to increase weight in my workouts every single time I go into the gym. I'm not saying I like 1 rep max every time, but throw a 2.5 on your hip thrust, do an extra rep, make your reps more quality, do an extra set, grab 32.5 dumbbells instead of 30. Every time you go into the gym, at least one exercise, you should be increasing the weight, intensity, volume, anything. Increase something every single time you go. That is how I made progress. I was locked in. I was not going through the motions. I tried to do every single thing with my utmost intensity. My glute workouts would make me literally die. My leg workouts are killer, and I also had to make sure I was training my upper body. And you're probably like, but I don't want to train upper body. I only want to grow my glutes like you did. Okay, well, you are not going to have the strength to even carry and set up the weights to do heavier lower body movement without upper body strength. For example, squat. If you have to use a barbell pad and you're really uncomfy getting in that squat position, that's because your back is not built up enough. The back for me rests on my back muscles. It's not that hard to hold up anymore. Let's say a goblet squat, getting the dumbbell up, it's not that hard for me because I work my upper body. I hit a pull day today. You are limiting your lower body workouts if you are lacking upper body strength. You're going to make it way harder on yourself. So you need to keep a balanced split. Just because you want to grow your glutes does not mean every single day is leg day. If you don't want to do a total like bro split, that's totally fine. You could do total upper body days, mix in some abs, do whatever you want, but just know if you are feeling extremely limited because of your upper body strength on lower body days, you should work on it. You should not need that barbell pad when you back squat. You should be able to hold the dumbbells for, let's say, something like RDLs or goblet squats. Even loading 45s on machines is kind of difficult. So working upper body is important. There's a big misconception out there when growing your glutes. People always talk about like side booty, hip dips, or upper booty, or like under butt, like all those different things, like workout for side booty, workout for upper booty. That's all just nonsense. You can't isolate muscles to that extent. Your best bet is just going to be doing glute workouts that target everything: hip thrusts, deadlifts, like a hip thrust, deadlift, glute bridge. Those are your basic movements. Glute movements are going to be movements that focus it. Glute movements in the gym are going to be the ones that focus on leaning forward and hinging your hips, of course with a knee bend, but you want that lean forward. So stop trying to focus on all those different parts of your glutes because you're not really doing anything. So you want to do this as efficiently as possible. That's the one tip I got for you. I wish I had more cool secrets for you guys, but I don't. because there's only one answer. I started picking up stuff in the gym and picking it up with intent, training lower body 3 times a week, quads, hamstring, glutes, all of it, and training upper body with like the same intensity, and eating more and cutting out the cardio. That was my glute journey. Hoped you liked it. Good luck growing that dump truck of your own. See you guys next Friday.